Good evening from InvestSharp's.com. This is Randy Smotone with your Tuesday, February the 1st market update. So we had a quite impressive rally today, and it seemed like it actually it started weakening at one point and then gained strength again. They bought the dip during the day, so and we've taken out some pretty important highs. We'll see if we can hold them here. We'll go over that here shortly. The dollar and oil were down today. Gold, silver, and copper were all up. Light sweet crude futures were down $1.42 to settle at $90.77 a barrel. So looking at the dollar ETF UUP, dollar got whacked pretty good today. All right. So and I had selling yesterday, even though it was kind of equal. This doji it was pretty equal buying and selling, but the volume was heavy, and then selling picked up again today. So not looking too great for the dollar, but it has had quite a fall, so it might get a bounce at some point here. Let's see. Let's go over and look at the West Texas intermediate point and figure chart. It's the continuous contract. I talked yesterday we print a triple top here. If we broke out, we print 93. We did. So we have a bullish price division now of $108 a barrel. We pulled back though, and it's not that uncommon. It's kind of a bull trap short term to print one box above on a breakout and then pull back. So we pulled back all the way down into here. So there is some resistance. If you look at the futures, there's some resistance around this 90, 92, 50, 93 level. I have to go look exactly, somewhere around there. So, and we printed up there and we pulled back. So there's an upper trend line here on the futures that we've still got some resistance at. And of course, it had a huge move over the last a couple of days on oil. Let's go back over, take a look at the Russell. Russell had the largest percent gain. It was up 2.26%, and it broke out above this downtrend line, right? We touched and had a nice breakout above the downtrend line. MACD has turned back up, even though the MACD is pretty low down here, but did turn back up. Looking pretty good for the Russell. S&P. So S&P took out the 13, so let's see if we hold it. We should have a little support here. Now, will we? Yeah, I don't know. We've been moving a lot already, but I mean, we can continue to move higher. But nice break here, up 1.67%. Look at the NASDAQ. Whoops, as I can't type. Look at the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ has not taken out its high, right? We're up here at 2766. We got to 2763, a little bit lower high, and we ran into this resistance here that trend line I just got rid of. And now we'll see if we can take out this high here. So we'll see if we make another lower high, because of course we got to 2755 today. So we'll see where the NASDAQ goes from here. But pretty nice move. And then the Dow actually, of course, it was up, but the Dow was actually the weakest today, only up 1.25%, which is 148 points. So pretty nice move. So we're back above the 12,000. Now we'll see if we hold it. We could have possibly, we had a nice breakout here. We could hold it. Will remain to be seen. No, can't see into the future, unfortunately. Or I tell you if we will or not. So let's go look at the gold. Look at GLD. Volume, actually the volume also was pretty good. We've been having good volume. Volume was about 20% to about 40% above average daily volume, depending on which ETF you look at. And I'm using like the SPY, the diamonds, and the Qs, and the IWM as kind of a baseline for volume. But so we had pretty good. GLD actually had a holding up pretty well today. We didn't have that much volume. I mean, the volume was okay, but it wasn't anything stellar. A lot of the miners though look pretty good today. SLV, another pop. Let's look at the moving averages here. So we're not back above the 50 yet. 50 is right here, right? We got some 50 and a 30. Possible a little bit of resistance here. We'll see if it is or not. Copper printing a new high. Incredible right here. Big move from here to here. Copper very strong. Euro FXE taking out its prior high here also. Another real strong, and I would imagine it's getting a little not quite to the top of the Bollinger Band, but might be getting a little extended here short term. And the VIX. So VIX did have almost a 10% pullback today. So which it had been, so strong here in holding. So we've taken out back below the midpoint of the candle. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator. And this is the NYSE McClellan. Alright, so we printed 25.95, so we're still pretty neutral. We need to be up here about 50 or so to be overbought, so we're far from that. Let's take a quick look at the NASDAQ here. So NASDAQ's very neutral, 3.68, so the NASDAQ's not anywhere close, so it's very neutral, not overbought, not oversold. Over to the sectors. All of the 16 sectors have all finished in the green. The gold index had the largest percent gain. It was up 3%. The retail index was the weakest. Of course, it was still up 0.79%. Very strong. Banks had a nice day. We'll look at a couple banks here shortly. Semis, industrial transportation, oil, drugs, etc. So all doing real good. So over to chart watch. So there's tons of things breaking out to new 52-week highs. Some things were up huge. Try not to cover too many of those. I try to find some that you can actually have a chance of jumping on board. So if I can, or anticipatory type, possible right before the breakout if it's going to break out. So Lincare Holdings fits the bill, right? We got some, got a trend line, had resistance around here. So let's see if it can take this out. Of course, it's going to have possible at this 28.10. It could be some resistance as well, but lots of volume coming in here and had a pretty good move, but that's a potential setup there. Align Technology just breaking out here above this prior high. Again, it got this 21.29 has taken this out as well, or 21.40 was this one. So it's right, I guess, right near the top of this prior high of 21.40, but looks real good. Volume's good. This is post earnings. SPRD, Spreadtrum, breaking higher, still looks good. LVS breaking out above the downtrend line today, looking good. Win has not taken out the downtrend line, but it's working on it. So that's one to set up to watch for it to take that out. Citrix Systems, I'm watching this. This little triangle's kind of setting up, bouncing back and forth. Had good buying here on earnings. Then the volume's kind of died off here, but it's got a little triangle, little pennant working, so need to wait for it to break out above the downtrend line, or could be bought today off this trend line bounce, and stop would be obviously a breakdown of the trend line. But so it's interesting. ADCO, watching for it to take out the downtrend line. It's right there at it. MTL, big breakout, not much you can do with it except buy it when it takes out the prior high. That would be the next buy point. RDC, I like this one a lot if it can break out over today's high with volume. It had good volume today, so it looks like it's setting up for possible breakout. JP Morgan, triangle. So we've touched and touched, so it had a nice, didn't have a lot of volume today, so if it can have volume tomorrow and break higher, you can jump on board it. Another bank, USB, like it. Another ascending type pattern, needs to take out today's high. Wells Fargo did break out today, so maybe the other two will follow. Z-Linux, breaking out a little bit higher today, nice move. Still, I'm watching this little, I've played this a few times, this little Motricity. It's kind of consolidating. It's up 3%. Pretty big move percent-wise in the stock, but it's holding the 30 really well here. It had the volume to break out above the downtrend, line. And of course, it depends on how you draw the downtrend line. You could say that, whoops, I can't get this to draw here, right? So you could say that right around here, it's going to have some resistance. And draw it here possibly, something like that. So multiple trend lines on there, but I still like it. I like how it had this buying, and wait for it to set back up. Just watching, just stalking for now. American Tower, I like it if it can take out that prior high there, but it's had a lot of good volume getting up to here. Had really light volume on the flag. You could actually bought it today on this flag, move higher. Morgan Stanley, like this setup. If it can take out this prior high right here. United States Steel breaking out of the triangle, looks good. Lubrizol breaking out today, looks good. Travel Zoo breaking out over this prior resistance level today. It's got some decent volume, looks good too. CTSH taking out the downtrend line today, good volume. Atwood already broke out, but I'm still watching this DO. I like this cup and handle here that's working, even though it didn't have much going on today. I still stocking. Caterpillar moving higher, still looks good. Deere breaking higher, looks good. Qualcomm still holding up really well. Joy Global breaking out above this downtrend line, looks good. Walter still hanging in there, looking good. BTU breaking higher. ACI, all these are still looking good. The coals are still looking good. The ag still looking at AGU taking out the downtrend line today. And lots and lots of volume there. It's looking really good. Mosaic moving higher, looks good. Another ag. Monsanto breaking out over the trend line, looks good. Puda, I like this little coal name here. If it can, it's in this triangle. It's not ready yet, but it's working its way, coiling. So of course you could buy it on the trend line here, right, when it bounced, or wait for it to break out above here around this 13.95.14 level. So CLF breaking out of its pennant, out of its little triangle today. Did not have a lot of volume behind it though, less than average, so that wasn't too impressive. And my phone's ringing, I'll have to call him back. So all right, so economic data tomorrow. We're going to have ADP employment report at 8:15. We're going to get the petroleum status report at 10:30. Of course, it's all Eastern time. And we did have a change today in the point and figure. Let's jump over there and take a quick look at it. So, the Russell was the only one out of the NASDAQ and the Dow and the S&P to go on a sell signal. And it went on a sell signal, and now it's gone right back on a buy signal. So it printed here, printed the X. I had to print one box higher than the prior column of X's. It did that. So now we have a bullish price objective on the Russell now at 855. So not tons higher than it already is, but we went back on a buy signal. So everything's back on a buy signal again. And that's really all I have. So thanks for watching.